Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag.tv. What's good, what's good, what's good? Whew. So right now, people are losing their wigs because the market's down. Oh man, it's a huge pullback. Yeah, it's a pullback. We got bad news. So we went high and then we dropped low again. Okay, we got bad news. Was it bad news? It's pathetic that we would actually think that there being more jobs out there is bad news. But you have to look at it from kind of a, excuse the term, but from a ripple effect, right? There are more jobs than expected, right? Which means the economy is heating up even more. So the idea of introducing an interest rate cut anytime soon might be the bad thing. So that was the jobs report yesterday. Then we're expecting, employment numbers today. And we'll see how that goes. Now, the employment numbers could actually tell us it's either going to confirm or add more fuel to the idea of, yeah, we probably shouldn't be lowering rates. The Fed has been correct for a while in how they've been moving. What's been crushing the market is over speculation. In my humble opinion, it's been over speculation. So because you have markets that are saying, oh, we expect this number of jobs, we expect that number of jobs, we expect this number of jobs. Nobody's going across the country and polling all the companies out there about, jobs. They take sample data and then say, okay, this is what we think it's going to be. Fine. Okay, cool. They do the same thing for each stock, right? Okay, cool. And then people take that and they do whatever it is they're going to do. But these aren't people that run businesses. It's not easy running a business. I'll tell you that right now. But criticizing a business is real easy. And also the other end, overbilling a business is too easy. And that's why you have fluctuation in the stock market. So we got jobs data yesterday that said that there are more jobs in the United States than expected. Not shocking. And today we'll get the employment numbers. And the employment numbers will probably say, hey, there are a lot of people that are out of work, a lot of companies that have work, and we're going to start to see a change. That says that there is a more than healthy and robust economy, right? And like I said, that means the Fed is probably not going to want to lower rates. Lowering rates won't have any major effect because they would lower the rates by like 0.25, right? 25 basis points. So when you stop and you think about that, it's kind of like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense, no matter what somebody says. So I'm like, whatever, right? Because when you're a real investor, you should be investing, in my humble opinion, you should be investing over a longer period of time because it kind of mellows out those peaks and valleys to a longer period of time. And you should have a way of thinking about how you're going to invest. So do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Now, most people get this wrong. Most people think that investing means putting money in. Investing is both ways. Putting money in, pulling money out, maneuvering your money. That's what investing is. That's what investing is. So as we hear this news, don't freak out. Take a step back and examine things. People are losing their wigs over, the crypto market went down. Stock market went down. Take a step back. And you should have your research at your fingertips, and you should be saying, oh, this is an opportunity. There's blood. Let me see where I can put my money to work. In the very near future, I think it'll be a long time before we actually see certain stocks be at this price, certain cryptos be at this price, especially on the crypto side. We've been lingering around the 90s for a while. Not quite as long as we were lingering around the 50s, but we're lingering around the 90s for a long time. That causes a lot of consolidation. And there's a lot of pent up energy. Don't believe me? Take a look at the news. right? Over the past few weeks, I've been telling you about how there are so many different integrations, so many different technological advancements, just so many things going on that say that there is money pouring into the development and innovation in the technology space, especially when it comes to crypto. I'm just saying. So today, what do we have? We have government moves. Czech Republic is considering a Bitcoin reserve to diversify their economy. You've got Indonesia saying that they're shifting. So just keep in mind, Indonesia has got a CBDC program that's way into the process. So they're shifting their digital asset oversight from where it is now over to the Financial Services Authority. And I'm just wondering how that government's going to play that out. Indonesia is a big crypto country in terms of usage. And you're about to shove a CBDC down everybody's throat. I just want to see how that plays out. I just want to see, because it's not as easy as what people think. Controlling your people at the fiat level. I mean, governments have always controlled their people, right? But to control your people at the fiat level, meaning you can use your fiat here, you can't use your fiat here, but you can use your fiat here. That's the level, that's the granularity control that you would have using a CBDC. And if you're going to turn a frown upon crypto, like Portugal did, I reported that yesterday, you start to realize that that's going to be a major problem. If the rest of the world is going crypto and you are not, so Indonesia, Singapore, you're not going crypto, but everybody else is, South Korea, everybody else is, you've got a major problem. And because if one government does it, 2 governments do it, 3 governments do it, 10 governments do it, 100 governments do it, it's going to be hard for you not to be involved in crypto. And if you're not, that could be a slippery slope for your fiat to just plummet. And where will people go? They will go to crypto. They're not even going to go to the US dollar. They're going to go to crypto. It's global. It's stateless. And when I say stateless, I mean no government is going to control it. So there's a problem for a country that does not want to embrace crypto. They want to embrace the technology, but they don't want to embrace actual crypto. They want to create a CBDC to replace their fiat or to manage their fiat. That's going to be a problem because it would be so easy for the government just to say, well, for example, we're not going to do anything on Saturdays. We're not going to have anything happen on Saturday, so nothing will happen on Saturday because we will not allow the CBDC to move. Say what now? They will know exactly who is holding what CBDC down to the ID. It went from you to him to her to it, company, business, vendor, to her to him to it, to her to her to her to him to him to him to her to him. They'd be able to watch that particular crypto just bounce around. And for what products and services? There comes a point where people don't want that. And I think Indonesia's on that plan where they're going to find out. I think right now they're on the FA side, and in a little while they're going to be on the FO side. So we'll have to pay attention to that because there are other countries that want to do CBDCs as well. And this could be a good lesson for them. If you notice, I'm not really talking about, I do talk about, current events, but I'm also thinking about what is going to happen going forward with certain events, right? If the Czech Republic introduces a Bitcoin reserve, that's yet another country that would be buying up Bitcoin, right? And actively so. And then you look at the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. You look at the EU. You look at just certain governing bodies around the world, and you realize, wow, they really got it wrong. They've really gotten it wrong. We had better figure it out. That's what I mean. Then you've got the Monetary Authority of Singapore saying, hey, we want to be a crypto hub, but we don't want to do it stupidly. We don't want to do it blindly. We're creating a regulatory framework. Yes, it's going to be favorable for crypto, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a free ride for crypto. Aha. So that's someplace else that I'm going to be paying attention to. Why? Because they're actually taking the right approach. They're having this mindset of, we want to do something, but we want to at least attempt to get it right. We're never going to be 100% right. Nobody's ever 100% right. But Singapore is saying, we're at least working in that direction. Consciously maneuvering and creating a framework so that we can manage this without stifling innovation. That is a big deal. A lot of countries are going to be paying attention to that. Then joining Indonesia is India as they start to squeeze and crack down on crypto. How? Taxation. They're hammering centralized exchanges with taxation. So what people are expecting is a consolidation between the exchanges. They're whittling down that number. And I think India is like, oh yeah, that's the way to go. That's what's going to happen. And I think they've got it wrong. I think the more you squeeze your centralized exchanges in your country, the more you run the opportunity to literally push your country toward decentralized exchanges. That's the use of VPNs. That's the use of, just external exchanges. And you'll also see wealth leave the country. Wealth can leave your country in several different ways, okay? The top two are literally somebody gets up, hops on a plane, takes their money with them and leaves, right? Transfers to another bank and leaves. Another way is people remove themselves from the banking infrastructure. Just think about that. I'm staying in country, but I'm taking my money out of the banking infrastructure, which means I'm removing my money from fiat denomination to crypto denomination. Whoa. Is that really the direction that you want to go in? Is that really it? I don't think so. So I'm just sitting back and I'm thinking to myself, like, so what do you do with that? What do you do with that? India is not necessarily moving in the right direction. They're all about, oh, we're going to be a hub for AI because they just got, what is it, $40 billion in investment from Microsoft in AI, right? Interesting. I just sit back and I just wonder, as you make moves like this, at the end of the day, is that really helpful for your country long term? India is a huge outsourced nation, right? A lot of other countries outsource technological services to India, right? And so India does a lot of work in the technology area. But as that economy starts to move up, right, it becomes less of an Arbitrum play than companies think. And if you have people that are making more and more money, I'm just saying, India could be pushing their people in the wrong direction by trying to herd them this way. They're going that way. So that's another country that I'll be paying attention to. And it's because so many other countries outsource to India. So it's going to have a global impact if they get it wrong. If Indonesia gets it wrong, it's just another country in a certain region and that it'll be more focused on that country. But if India gets it wrong, there's going to be a major ripple effect. A major ripple effect. right? Arbitrum granting, giving a grant to local development on the Arbitrum platform is actually big. And I'm kind of like, that could be a good thing. That could be a very good thing. So for me, it's one of those, Arbitrum is doing something to grow their platform. And I think people have forgotten that Arbitrum is a platform that a lot of other platforms build on. But giving that grant to the Lotte Group in South Korea is a very big deal, because South Korea just loves technology. Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all, right? Not a bad move at all, especially in a day where you saw what I think was $300 billion lost in a day in the crypto industry. $300 billion. Now, have you ever stopped to think that they give us, or we can come up with these numbers for crypto, but we don't really come up with them for the stock market? I mean, you can, how much money was lost in a day and all that good stuff, but they don't track it like that in the stock market. But we seem to track it like that in crypto, right? We track the amount of money that was lost in liquidations. I mean, I sit back and I just go, I don't care about you and your liquidations. You bet beyond yourself, because that's what liquidation means. And I sat there and I just like, you lost your money betting beyond yourself. I'm not playing that liquidation game. Not playing that game. And I'm also playing a long game. I'm playing a long game because it's not about me investing for my first name. It's about me investing for my last name. I'm worried about my heirs and what this world is going to be for my heirs. So I'm not worried about me. I'm going to croak and that'll be it. But I want to be able to leave behind something to make them better. A work ethic, right? The idea that you have to earn things, the ability to think. Those kinds of things are things that I think about. So for me, that's a big deal. What other news do we have? We've got Ripple's president, Monica Long. She's the one that launched RLUSD. RLUSD, in about, a couple of weeks, has already bypassed PayPal. And I laugh about that because I just think PayPal's stablecoin is a joke. I just really do. But it is still a big deal that RLUSD in a couple of weeks bypasses them, bunny hops them. But the next stop is going to be, well, what about an XRP ETF? How are you not thinking about an XRP ETF? Like, seriously. Right? I look at some of these news articles and I'm just like, there's got to be an XRP ETF. There's got to be. If you're talking about an ETF for Solana, that cracks me up. You've got to be talking about an XRP ETF. Have to be. I don't understand why people aren't talking about BNB. I don't understand why people aren't talking about Cardano as much as they should. I'm just saying there are a lot of opportunities that we could be looking at that can literally make more money than what people think with regard to tracking things and making money. And an ETF for either one of those would just be freaking amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. I think those have the opportunity to make money. Other things, not so much. Not so much. Right? Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me flip over there. All righty. So let's take a look at the losers. That list is going to be huge. And deep double digits. Look at that. Wow. Like I said, deep double digits. So let's go back and let's see who's losing. Usual is down 19%. GMBX factor of 1.18. Peanut the Squirrel is down 18%. GMBX factor of 3.23. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Gotius Maximus down another 17.85%. GMBX factor of 2.24. Let's see if we can find something that's real. Arkham is down 16%. And GMBX factor of 1.88. I think Arkham could come back. SNEC is down 16%. GMBX factor of 0.41. I think people have fallen asleep on SNEC. I think they've fallen asleep on SNEC. That's not a long way to go to get back to your all-time high, and I think SNEC can absolutely do it. Athena is down 15.87% with a GMBX factor of 0.56. Another one that I think can handle the storm that's here right now. So I'm not even worried about that. What else do we have? Let's see. Celestia down 15.3%, GMBX factor of 3.5. Yeah, I think they can handle it. Not worried about it. Hyperliquid is taking it on the chin as of late. Down 15.2%, GMBX factor of 0.63. Do I think they can do it? Possibly. Right? I mean, really. I mean, you're in the top 50 coins. I'm really not all that worried. I'm really not. Right? It takes a lot of work just to hit the top 250. It takes a lot of work to hit the top 250. You're talking about a coin that's moved up and hitting the top in the top 50, the top 30. Yeah, I'm not so worried about that. Farcoin is down about 15%, GMBX factor of 0.53. It's a funny name. I think it'll come back. Arweave is down 14.75%, GMBX factor of 4.66. That could be tough. It's part of that D-pin space. That could be a tough one. Can they do it? Possibly. I think it'll take longer, take more work, but I also don't see a lot of news about them in the out there. So, excuse me, sorry about that. Then you've got Pendle down 14.56%, GMBX factor of 0.70. Pendle's going to be fine. Trust me, Pendle's going to be fine. I do not hold a bag, but a friend of mine holds a bag, and have to have a conversation with him. I'm like, yeah, Pendle's going to be fine. I think Pendle can reach their all-time high, not a problem during this period. So I'm not so worried about it. Ordi is down 14.49%, GMBX X factor of 2.92. I think Ordi can handle it. Gala, on the other hand, down 14.44% with a GMBX factor of 2211. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I have zero faith in Gala right now. They had it. They had the bull by the horns, and then they felt those horns. Internal strife. Now, everybody knows about my 5% rule. There's nothing to talk about on the winner side. As a matter of fact, if we scroll down, yep, as I suspected, we're seeing red. On the winners list, we're seeing red. That ought to tell you something. So yeah, pay attention to things. What else do we have going on? We know that we're getting employment numbers today, right? Because tomorrow we should be mourning President Carter. So we're getting employment information today. We got jobs numbers yesterday, and I'm going to be paying attention to those employment numbers today, right? Consumer credit is another number I'm going to be paying attention to. So I want to see what because that kind of fills out the economic picture, right? So I'm definitely going to be looking at that because I want to add some color to the picture. So pay attention, folks. What else do we have? Fear and greed index is at 70. I could see it dipping tomorrow. Because remember, yesterday we were at extreme greed at 78, so I can definitely see us dipping down tomorrow. DeFi Llama, we dropped over $10 billion in total value locked. We're down to 130. We were above 140 yesterday. That ought to give you the gravity. But look at this. People are freaking out over this. But look at where we've been for such a long time. This is where we've been, trading between 93,434 and 99,655. That's where the bulk of trading has been happening. So yeah, we got a little taste, not a problem. And I noted yesterday, see that orange line? I noted that was a resistance line. Look, we hit that resistance here, 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 and here. I'm just saying, it's something to pay attention to. It's something really to pay attention to. So I'm not drawing. I didn't draw it as a full blown line, right? As a part of the whole graph that I have, but as a band line. But I did draw it as a resistance line, and that's a resistance line that I'm going to be paying attention to as we swing back up. Probably around here, we'll start to swing back up. I think we're going to start swinging back up as we approach the inauguration. I will tell you something. I think there are a lot of people out there that are worried about all this political rancor that's going on, right? That's coming out of the incoming regime's mouth, talking about, oh, take over Canada, take over the Panama Canal, take over Greenland. You're talking beyond the strength of your spurs. You really are. Shut up. Now, you look at the big board and you see everything in red. Everything in red. This is why we use the GMB tracker. Because you're under 3,400 for Ethereum. You're under 90. You're at 95,000 for Bitcoin. You have XRP at under $2.50. I'm telling you, there are just so many things around here that you could literally look at and go, oh, these are places where I can make money. It's which one of these are you going to get into? BNB is below $700. XRP is, like I said, below $250. SUI is below $5. You've got Solana that's below $200. Cardano that's under $1. There are opportunities here, and it's not just about how much they cost. It's also about, well, I can buy this, 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 and this, and I can stake them versus other coins that I can't stake with. Staking brings you additional money. So I think about that. That's a part of my algorithm, right? And if you want to look at it from a numbers perspective, I know I have it here, but I really use the GMB X factor because that gives me that X factor. It gives me a different facet on the information. So on this day, how long will it take, or how much of a distance does a given coin have to go to reach its all-time high? It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal that we should be paying attention to. Use the tools that are in front of you, and this is a tool that can be in front of you. So we've got the desktop version of this tool on the site that you can buy, as well as, and you can see the link down below. But then we also have an online version that's going to be far more enhanced than the desktop version. So there's that as well. Yes, it'll cost more, but it's going to give you more. So you'll have two choices on what you want to do. All right. This is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, smash the likes. We definitely want to reach more people, as well as try to become a big bagger. You want to know why? Every month, at least once a month, we have a big bagger meeting that is it's exclusive to big baggers. It's a video conference call where I facilitate conversations between people of the same ilk that are interested in growing their bags, are doing the research and sharing information amongst each other. And this weekend, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is when we're going to have our next Big Bagger Conference. That's a huge deal. That video conference is going to be no joke. No joke. So if you want to become a big bagger, go to growmybag.tv/sign-up. Do it. Do it now, because that meeting is going to be hot. Everybody, have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.